Welcome to the Foul Play YouTube channel. Open mic number 165. Moving right along with those numbers. Hard to believe we've got this many done, or at least approaching this many. I never even thought about it back when we started the open mic, but we've covered so much and so many things. It's just mind-boggling. Anyway, today I thought we would, we did a lot of listening to telephone calls, dispatch calls, that is per se, of the 2022 FOIA stuff. So I thought, it might be a good diversion and maybe even dovetail some of what Doc and Everly and Duke are doing in the reading with the crew with these calls. I know this first call you're going to like. It's the very first call in the list. You're going to like that. So we'll get to that. I'd like to welcome everyone. Again, thanks for coming. We've got, it looks like we've got about 20 or so in the group. So before we get started, let's let everyone say hello right quick. That's here in Discord. Then we'll greet everybody in the live chat. In a word or two, then we'll get rolling right quick. Again, apologies for being late. Anyway, it's another story. Anyway, Alice.
Jack. Hi everyone on panel. Hi to everyone in chat. Just an impatiently waiting grandma to be. The little bugger's still not here yet. So fingers crossed that it's any time soon. Because she's been took in and got induced and started. So any minute, hopefully, we can get the phone call to say that he's arrived. So
Awesome. That'd be awesome. We can still call you Grandma now.
Yeah. So just impatient. I think I've had about 4 messages today. What's happening? You heard anything? Is he here yet? I'm like, no yet. So great to see everyone though.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming. I know it's kind of late for you, but we appreciate it. And then, of course, what is it that Doc calls you, Andy? That cheeky lad?
Yes, he does, Jack. I'm here, the cheeky lad, and everyone. Good Lord. Sorry about that. I've had a couple of beers in the beer garden because it's a pleasant evening here in the northwest of England. I'm sorry I missed last night. I'm glad in a way, actually, because I would have been up till 4:30 in the morning.
It was a marathon. Doc pulled out all the punches last night.
I'm about halfway through on the playback, and looking forward to tonight. Like, I might get tired, so I may drop out, but I'll try and stay as long as I can.
Well,
thank you, everyone.
Andy, beer's got protein and stuff in it, so if you feel yourself kind of nodding off, just open another beer. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's empty calories, though, isn't it? Apparently.
Well, I know, but
Yeah. It's as good. It's a good job.
Lies. Empty calories. That's lies.
Well,
it's liquid bread. That's what it is.
Bread, yeah, well, bread's bad for you, though, isn't it? I mean, it's fabulous. It's fabulous toasted with butter on. Like bread's bad for you. No, it's carbohydrates.
No,
any form of carbohydrates is sugar, which is bad for you.
Yeah.
We should just eat meat all the time. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Like, I'm looking forward to tonight, and fingers crossed for Granny Alice that arrives in the next couple of days. Hey.
There you go. Thank you, Andy. And then, of course, Sister Susan, don't be nodding off. You can pop a beer off too, and get a little energy going. I'm kidding. I'll probably knock you out.
I'm a little tired tonight. I went to a party last night. Lots of fun, but didn't get home till 3 a.m. So I'd probably sleep an hour later. So hadn't had much sleep, and I went to work today. But I'm here. Might nod off. Don't be surprised.
Well, if I ask you a question,
hi, everybody.
Yeah, if I ask you a question, you don't answer, I'll know you're kind of snoozing. It's fine.
You will. I did finish listening to yesterday's podcast though, and it was fantastic. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. It was a good one. Good one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
A lot of good
A
information.
ripoff.
A lot of great review of episode 6 of Convicting a Murderer. So absolutely.
Yes. Really good.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Susan. JD, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm alright, and hi to everybody in chat. And I did listen to everything last night and finished at about 4:30 this morning. I got up at 1:30 this afternoon, so hopefully I'll stay a bit longer tonight.
Excellent. All right. Thanks for coming, Jay. Sister Rhonda.
Everybody, it is great to be on open mic again, and just looking forward to what we get to hear. And welcome to everybody in the chat.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Rhonda. And Lady Neverly, how are you?
Hello, Mr. Jack. Doing great over here in sunny California. I'm excited about this open mic, and excited actually to be for once on the panel due to the scheduling issues, and all of that. But
Sure.
I'm here, and let's get on it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Neverly from Neverly Hills, and then of course Dr. Silkman. What a night we had last night.
Yeah, it was. We actually got into almost open mic territory, but it was a fantastic podcast and a lot of comments. And I can't really, I can't wait for today's podcast. It should be very interesting listening to those phone calls. And welcome everyone on the panel and everyone in chat. Let's get on with it, guys.
Absolutely. But before we get started, Alice, if you would kindly greet those in the live chat, I'll get this page pulled up. We'll talk just for a minute, and then we'll get started on these or on these radio dispatch.
No problemo. We've got our lovely mod Darkside. Hi, Darkside. JD's in chat and on panel. We've got Passive Bear. Hi, Passive Bear. We've got Iced Coffee. Lovely to see you, Iced Coffee. We've got Gloria. Hi, Gloria. We've got Kay. Hi, Kay. Lovely to see you. We've got Angie Dickinson. Hi, Angie. Behind the Magic. Hello, Behind the Magic. We've got our lovely Susan who's in chat and on panel. We've got our friend Wooden Pallet Pete Moss in chat. Hi, Pete Moss. Lovely to see you. Who else we got? We've got Nan's Life 7. Hi, Nan's Life. Nice to see you. We've got Neverly in chat, who's also on panel. We've got A Blue. Hi, A Blue. Nice to see you. We've got Anthony House. Hi, Anthony. Let's see who else. We've got Mark Kaz. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you. Ronald D. Cass from the Ozarks. Hi, Ronald. Anthony House. Nice to see you. Let's see. Sherry Lynn Pontillo. Hello, Sherry Lynn. Lovely to see you. Justine J. Hi, Justine. Great to have you with us. Rumour Has It. Hi, Rumour Has It. Lovely to see you with us tonight. We've got Stephen Kolb. First time live. Well, welcome, Stephen. Welcome to the Foul Play channel. We're glad to have you with us. And let's see who else. Doc is in chat as well as on panel as well. And I think that's all the names so far. If I haven't called your name and you're in chat, please put another wee hello down there, because it just means that when the live actually started, some of the chat disappeared. So if your name was right at the top, we wouldn't see it. So just put another wee one and another wee hello at the bottom, and we'll get to you when we get a wee break. And hello to any lurkers that are a wee bit shy or whatever and don't want to be in chat. Welcome to you as well.
Thank you very much, Alice. Yep, definitely welcome everyone, whether you want to, be in the live chat or not. That's fine. I think that's just part of it. Some people just want to listen and take in, what we're producing. So, none of this is new, but it's always good to go back and reread, re-listen, whatever, rewatch what we've seen before, perception being what it is, can alter over time. Your memories can be altered and influenced by other things, and you remember something a little bit differently than when you listen to it or reread it again. We're smarter now than we were, a year ago, or a couple of years ago. Definitely, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I think back and think about how much we've gained over these open records requests that so many have done, and it brought us a lot of information in this case. I still feel that there's a whole lot more, especially with the radio calls. There's nothing for the 4th. We still have nothing for radio dispatch for the 4th for MTSO. I found that just absolutely ridiculous. From the 3rd to the 5th, no radio traffic. And
rumor has and Jack says, Jack, I just wanted to say, after I listened to the 5-hour reading with the crew last night, I started binging the Defence Diaries podcast, and I got sucked into episodes 1 to 4. Long podcast night for me.
Yeah.
And then Nightlife says, last night, convo led me to looking over Stephen Avery's trial, day 7 transcripts, and LE reports. So reviewing radio traffic should be interesting.
Absolutely. And this first call, if you, reading these titles, I don't want anybody to get confused. Now, I know I made that a little smaller, but if you read these titles for each video, MTSO, and when we got these, this was all kind of crammed together, so we had to space it to make it legible. 2005 11.3, it's in European format, so 11.3 2005, and it's in 24-hour time. 21:21 is 9:21:03 through 21:33, so from 9:21 p.m. to 9:33 p.m. This call, or this radio traffic, contains the conversation between Remaker and Colburn. Now, Remaker was riding with Dettering. They had left the meeting. They're going to the Zipper's house. Colburn left by himself. That much we know. As far as the plates, everybody's just going to have to make their own determination. It certainly has the feel that he's looking at a plate. Him being on the radio at this point and then making a call on his cell phone immediately after this conversation with Remaker, I don't know, it seems a little weird. I'm being told that it's not, and I have to believe people that have worked in the industry, that it's not necessarily weird. Just, a police officer would use his cell phone, and I won't discount that at all. So, with that said, if there's any questions, please put a Q in the chat, and we'll get to it. Some of these are pretty short calls, as you can see. Some of them are longer, and in the longer passages or audio files we'll certainly pause, but many of these are very short. You can see over on the right there's a playlist, and that's exactly how we're going to go down. The next one's 15 seconds, the one after that's 25 seconds, and so forth. But some of them are longer. So anyway, put a Q if you have a question. Anybody on the panel, if you need me to stop, replay something, please let me know. Anything before we get started? Alice, Rhonda, Susan.
Just joined us in chat. Hi TTM, nice to see you. Eva Powell has joined us in chat as well. Hi Eva, lovely to see you back with us. And I think that's it for now on the hellos, Jack. So we're all good.
Okay, good to see my neighbor, TTM Fangirl. She's the best neighbor in the world. All right. For those of you in Discord, you're going to have to mute and unmute YouTube to hear the calls. So, here we go.
416 dispatch.
416, go ahead.
4164.
10-4.
432. Go ahead. We're en route.
That's Remaker talking to Colby.
I'm in the church driveway right across from the residence. Negative. Tower. 432. Lead. You got a phone? Nine seven three 5362. 278 dispatch code.
Red 278 on code.
Myself, 432 and Cal calling. I'll be out at a residence on B-Boy, South 310, east side.
10-4.
For yours, 41.
10-4-401.
Four three two dispatch. Can you run a 28 for me?
Go ahead, 432.
Sesquicentennial L Lincoln 7342 T-Tom. L Lincoln 7342 T-Tom.
10-4-432.
I just want to make mention right here. That was a license plate coming over the radio. That's all I'm saying.
Dispatch to 432 with your 28.
Can you just hold it for now?
10-4.
Dispatch 971.
10-4-4-5-9.
Can you pause, Jack, please?
Paused.
Now, that was Colburn calling in a plate?
Yep.
But not Teresa's plate.
Nope.
So, could that be the plate Remaker was talking about?
Well, if there's prior communication that we're unaware of, it's open. We just don't know for sure. We just don't know.
Or there had to be prior communication because they were
at the
talking
meeting.
about something they'd already talked about. That plate, right?
Clearly, some communication that we're missing that happened either by cell phone or before they left Manitowoc, headquarters.
Yeah. Right. So,
Does he
what
not
plate
mention
is
something?
that he just called in?
I think
didn't
it's
hear the name on it.
well, they didn't give a name. He's looking for the name. I think it's a zipper
Okay.
plate.
Okay.
I don't remember for sure, but Alice?
It says at the beginning of that called, did that plate register or something like that? And he says negative. So there must be a conversation about it being Teresa's, because if he's asking about if it's Teresa's and he says, no, it's no Teresa's,
Well, he didn't
then
say.
that's the complete... No, he didn't. He just said something about a plate and then the person replied negative.
Yeah, Remaker asked him, did you find out who that plate came back to? And Colburn replies, negative.
Right, so that wouldn't be Teresa's. So, and then he calls that number in. So could that be the body one?
No, that's a separate call.
Is that a separate call?
Yeah, that's a
Because they
totally.
stopped somebody at Avery Salvage, didn't they? And
that
they
was on-
had a
that was-
warrant.
That was on the 5th. This is the 3rd.
Right. Okay.
There's a question in the
Yep.
chat from our lawyer friend Travis. He says, do we know the time of the call from the parking lot across from residence? And that's AC's?
Yeah, I mean, Travis, it has to be between 9:21 and 9:33 because that's what this call covers. So, probably right around the 9:21, 22 time frame, probably right around the 9:21 time frame because that's what he says, right at the beginning of the call.
Okay. And then Brian Zoller, welcome, Brian, said the plate he inquired about is also the plate he asks to hold that for now, quote unquote.
Yep. That's right.
And Anthony Hill says Zipper son or grandson.
Well, it'd be a grandson, but I don't know. I think this is the Zipper plate, but I can't remember for sure. I think he's sitting there across the street and, could see a car and the plate number and called it in. I think that's right, but we'll see, as we go on.
Travis, that's PM.
Correct.
9:22 PM. Yeah.
That's correct. That's right.
21:21 it starts out.
Correct. 9:21 p.m.
21:33.
Yep, 9:33 p.m. That's correct. So it's let's see here, 3 minute and 30-second call approximately. Okay, are we good?
Yes, Danny Mallis had an interesting comment. She says, this kind of shows a pattern of going to the location of a call, then calling in a license plate that he sees. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like a pattern, they go somewhere and they call about that. So if we go by that logic or a pattern, then the call for the license plates could very possibly mean that he was standing by the car. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, or the plate was laying there in the church parking lot. I guess that's an option. We have to recognize that. I don't think it was, but I just don't know. We just don't have enough. I re-listened to this earlier. I was replying to someone on Discord, I think, and I listened to it earlier, and it's we're missing something clearly. So.
Okay, and then Travis has a couple of questions too. Go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, I was just going to answer him. The time that Andy called in, Teresa's plate was 9:22. Do you know what the seconds were on that, Jack?
I can pull it up.
That call with Remaker is not very long. That's a few seconds, right?
Yeah, the exchange between him and Remaker is very short.
Yeah. 9:22 something is Colburn's call with Teresa's plate.
I'm going to pop this on the screen.
Okay, Brian Zoller in chat, he says, interesting. That actually makes sense then. That's how Stephen knows Lincoln Rimiker are there on the 4th. When they run his truck plates, AC doesn't want dispatch to put over the scanner. He's at Zipperers.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Damn it. This is the attempt to locate. I'm sorry. I may have the other two clipped out. Just a second.
It says, I wonder
Travis
if Rimiker...
Go ahead,
Brian, it's just a continuation of Brian's. He's like, I wonder if Rimiker just heard AC inquire over the radio without actually talking to AC in regards to the plate at Zipperers. Well, that's a possibility, Brian. Really, by this case, you should know anything is a bloody possibility in this case now, but it could be that he hadn't spoke to AC before he called in regarding the Zipperer or that, so. On you go, Suzanne.
Well, Travis says then he clearly wasn't looking at the RAV when he phones in the RAV4 license plate. But why is that so clear?
I don't know if I have this other clipped out. I apologize. I'm looking for it.
Just because. It could be sitting on the Zipper property.
He is in a church parking lot across the street from Zipperer's house.
Right? The RAV could be there. In the trees.
says it could have been in the church parking lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
we say, anything's possible when it comes to this case. You know what I mean?
Right.
We can rule anything out really sometimes when it comes to this case, because we can't trust the police, we can't trust the courts, and people have lied, you know what I mean? So it's up to our own common sense to try and figure out what's what and how things can clip into place, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to run that down. I don't remember the seconds that it lists. I just can't remember.
It's
It would
okay,
be-
Jack.
It
You
would
can
be
move on.
There's one more thing for me to check, and then we will. I promise.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we've got it listed in the key calls as at. I didn't have it. Well, it says 922, so it'd be. Yeah, that's when it recorded it. Is at 922. In the time system, it's an automated kind of thing that works in the background for Calumet and Manitowoc. So it would be 922.
Jack,
Yeah.
on the convicting a murderer, what we talked about yesterday, they've actually got that call when Andrew calls in the license plate number at 9:22. So they don't give it in any more detail than just 9:22 p.m. But It's interesting that on the same slide that Cam presented, just underneath the 9:22 call, they state at between 9:30 and 10:15, they said approximate time, the investigators arrive at the Zipperer's residence. So that's interesting because there's definitely a lag. If they're sitting if they're sitting in the parking lot, is the church very close to the Zipperer's residence?
Yeah, it's right across the road. It was Colburn that went there first. Yeah, it's right across the road, and he had driven himself, so.
Right. So there seems to be like about 8 minutes or so delay after he does the call to when they arrive at the Zipperer's residence.
Yeah, I do remember there was some time difference between when he got there and then when Dettering and Remaker got there, and then they started trying to, talk their way into the house.
Yeah, correct. They just give an approximate time.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what we've got listed in the key calls, and this is what was the call was stamped. And I'm sure that in that time system log, it's also got 922. Now it may have the minute seconds written down too, but I don't recall. I don't think it does. All right. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'll back up one click and we'll continue with this one. If there's any questions, again, comments, put them in the chat.
10 for 459.
Dispatch.
432, go ahead.
Could you look up the George Zipper residence again, 4433 County Highway D-Boy, and give it a 21, ask him to come to the door.
10-4.
Dispatch.
432, go ahead.
Any luck on the 21?
432, I called the number that we have in-house, and it didn't sound like it was his name, so I called information. It was the same phone number. I did leave a message to come to the door.
That was Colburn calling, by the way, to get dispatch to call the Zippers to come to the damn door. Next call.
Dispatch 432.
And as you can see, we're at 21:59, so it skipped ahead, and it's going to do this. It's what we got. It skipped ahead up to 21:59, so we're approximately, 20 something minutes after that last call.
2, do you have contact?
Affirmative.
Let me back that up.
Dispatch 432, do you have contact?
Affirmative.
So that's dispatch calling, and that was Colburn. 432 is Colburn. Do you have contact? And he says affirmative. So they've finally made contact with the zippers. That's what that's about. Next call.
432 dispatch.
432.
All units are 24 from the County Highway B address.
10-4.
So at 11:03, it looks like they've cleared. Let's see, 11:03, 22:07. That tells me they're 24. I think that means that they've left the residence at the zippers. I think that's the end of that call. It is.
432 dispatch.
432.
All units are 24 from the County Highway B address.
10-4.
I don't know why that was repeated, but there you have it. It's really strange that we have. I remember this now because we had some discussion why there's two different entries at two different times for the exact same call, right? We have no control over that. That's how the files were given to us.
Dispatch on code. Also 496.
Go ahead.
496, go ahead. 10858, just received a call from Cal County. There's an individual on the property off of 147 that may be out with that vehicle, reference missing adult.
Dispatch.
496,
Dispatch copy.
Person on the,
Say that again?
what did he say? There's a person out on, sounded like
Some property.
on the Avery property off 147.
Well, that's kind of the way
that's
I.
what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I'm taking
But
it.
did he say something about being with that vehicle, or I couldn't quite understand all of it?
Yeah, I apologize. Some of these the radios are really terrible. It's scratchy as hell, and I'll
Can
back
you
it up.
replay that, Jack?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
496,
Dispatch copy.
Did I go back far enough?
No.
I just received a call from Cal County. There's an individual on the property off of 147 that may be out with that vehicle, reference missing adult.
Out with that vehicle of the missing adult. It's got to be Teresa's car. That's interesting.
Yeah. What day is this? This is the
This
third?
This is on the 5th already. Look, it jumped ahead.
It did.
Oh, the 5th. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the
Oh,
5th.
okay.
This is at 10:47 in the morning.
That's right before the cops get there, isn't it?
Yeah, the vehicle's already been called in. and they're on the. Actually, I think O'Connor was already there. Remaker was probably. Remaker may have been there too, or damn close. I'll let it play. Yeah, I don't.
Well, so Jack, so Pete O'Connor gets there at about 10:51 or 2 or something like that.
Okay.
That's when he gets there for the first time, and then Remaker's there in the 10:50s as well, shortly before 11.
But
so,
O'Connor was there first, right? I got that right?
Correct, yeah. And he's 4:05. So this is like, I think the first of radio traffic just saying like, hey, we think someone's out there. We just got a call from, I'm guessing Wiegert called him and said, we think we got the car out there. So that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'll
Hey,
play
Susan.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Susan, there's a question for you in the chat from Anthony Hills. He says, when does Steven see lights, Susan?
Steven sees lights on the 4th, the evening of the 4th.
No, the 3rd. The 3rd.
The 3rd, when he goes to Menards.
When he goes to Menards.
Didn't they go to Menards on the 4th?
No,
that was Chuck.
Yeah, so when Chuck leaves,
Chuck was leaving to go to Privets.
He saw the lights near his place. Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony, I got it wrong. But thank God everybody else has it right.
Jack, do you want to make a note of that call, and I'll have a go at cleaning it.
Yeah, okay, that's 10:47. Yeah, I can remember that one. Yep, will do.
Okay, cool. No worries.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah.
Danny Mellis is asking, is this call after the call from the gas station witness about the turnaround?
No, I think this would be before. This is right after they found the car. I don't know. I don't know when that gas station witness. I don't know.
Is he talking about the potential Colburn gas station dude on the 4th? Is that what he's talking about, or a different gas station?
The Cenex one?
Yeah, I'm not sure what Danny's talking about on that one. Well, I remember, but I think we got a couple of incidents there. What Duke said.
And Nan's Life 7 says, so they're saying off of 147 rather than Avery Salvage.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and play, and maybe Danny can kind of reword his question, and we'll get to it on the next break. I'm going to back it up one more time and then let it play.
Cal County. There's an individual on the property off of 147 that may be out with that vehicle. Reference missing adult.
Dispatch copy.
Wow, that's a rough radio.
278, can you give me a 21?
who was out there received permission from the property owner to look around. I'm not even sure where she is. I'm going to give her a call. I just got her cell phone number. So this is a private party that's supposed to be back there? It might be that. I didn't get a lot of information from Cal County. That's all they could give me. 10-4.
I'll pause it right here for just 1 second. It's kind of weird that, he says that's all information he had, that's all Cal County would give him. But they know who called, and they know it's a private citizen. I don't really understand this lack of communication. I just don't get it.
I think he didn't know where on the property she was, where to go.
He didn't.
And Pam didn't tell Pago that either. But he just got Pam's cell phone, so he's going to call her and ask her. Sounds like.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't want to be overly jaded and overly, implying anything. It's just I don't know. Anyway, I'll continue.
Well, no, that call's definitely about Pam of God finding the RAV4, right?
Yeah.
And the controversy was how in the hell did Remiker know exactly where to find Pam Stone? Because he literally drove straight down Avery Road all the way down to where the crusher was, and he met up with her, because then Remiker went and confirmed the VIN number, and Remiker didn't obtain any permission from Earl, which was a very, very interesting argument that they had, remember, in the trial, in the pre-trial, about whether Remiker actually needed any permission at all. But it's rather bizarre because Remiker sounds like he's completely clueless. And if you think about it, remember how Wiegert called him about the boss's change of plans, right? And the way he's carrying on, Remiker is really unsure of what is going on. I find that rather bizarre.
Well, I mean, if he called Pam and she says, well, you come down, drive straight down toward the crusher, and I'm down near there, I don't know. He said he was going to call her, so I can only assume that she kind of gave him some loose details about where they were at, but but allegedly now they were like 1,000 yards away from the RAV4. So, right?
Southeast corner is all you got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear it too coming up here in a second, I believe, and I think it's Jason Orth, 452, who's driving in there, and he's like on the radio saying he's being flagged down by 2 people.
That's right.
So they flag him down, Orth, right before Remiker gets there, I think.
Yeah, that's probably how he knew, Doc. That's only, I'm just assuming again, but I'm guessing that got passed on to him.
Yep, correct.
All right. Susan, Alice, Rhonda, or we haven't seen any questions rolling by, so I'm going to assume we're okay to go.
Yep, all good.
All right. I backed it up 1 click. Here we go.
10-4. Can you give me a 2162? Stand by 452. 405, get in there. They're getting more information. Looks like it may be the vehicle. I'm ready to call her, so stand by. Okay, I've had 3 pickup trucks come out of there since I've been here. This is for 43. As of right now, block off that road. Nobody goes in, nobody comes out. Get license plates. Coming into Michigan. 405 dispatch.
I copy.
Boy Lincoln 38152. Boy L Lincoln 38152.
10-4. Go ahead.
I'll deal with 405.
10-4.
And 62. 4-5 to dispatch, I'll deal on 4.
10-4.
452, I just got off the phone. You still need that call? I'm outside of Michigan now. Go ahead, 4262. 405 is one of old GMC's blue and white pickup. I think copy, I was outside my squad. 10-4, did you have a old blue and white GMC pickup? I had one going south on Q. Negative.
The plate he called in or comes back on a black Dodge 84 to subject out of Green Bay.
Four 5-2, who's coming out of there? 452 dispatch.
452.
Gonna be in the southeast quadrant of the salvage yard. Been flagged down by 2 females.
There you go.
10-4.
496 will be out.
10-4.
278 out.
496 is Todd Verma.
278.
Next call.
405 dispatch. 29.
405, go ahead.
You have to go off the code.
405, go ahead.
Last name Paul Henry, Ida Lincoln, Ida Paul Sam, first name Gregory, middle name Adam, 81690800169, male.
10-4.
405 dispatch 28.
405, go ahead.
Tom Victor Adam 935. Tom Victor Adam 935.
That's it.
C319 dispatch.
319, go ahead.
I'm westbound on Robley Road. There's a truck that just left a residence complaining, says he's intoxicated, and he just struck a vehicle at that residence and continued on. I crossed the center line several times already also.
Four 499. Can you start heading that way?
Copy. DNR, where are you? 499 Robley Road and Lenz Road. I don't know if we're heading north or south. Dispatch at 28 is 241331. Stop the truck. Heading northbound on Lenz. He's on the other side of the road now in the wrong lane. And there's another vehicle ahead of him. 499, and let me know if you want me to stop him. He's swerving now too. Okay, copy. Dispatch is 7-1 on or available.
7-1.
499 is Randy
Dispatch
Novak.
7-1. Dispatch to C319. Could you give me that license plate again?
Johnson truck 241331.
10-4. 499-717 answer.
I do have info that this is maybe 5th or 6th for him. If you can make the stop, go ahead. I'm quite a ways away. I'll step it up. 10-4, we just turned westbound on 151. Dispatch, I'm assuming no troopers working.
Dispatch, state car 323.
State 323, man, it's walk. Copying. I'm on a traffic stop by 43 at milepost 168 right now.
10-4.
C319 dispatched. And stop that vehicle on Swamp Road just north of 151. 452, 10-100. 10-4. Both units including 278. 10-4. Still want me to hold this party up here? 10-4 holding it. Yes. 278 dispatch.
278.
Page out 204. Also will need 209.
Ten four.
Calumet 8152, Detective Remiker. Go ahead, confirmed. Okay, we'll be there. We're just getting off the ice, we'll be there shortly.
Where's your 5? Go ahead.
Subplate 555717, 555717.
10-4.
C319 dispatch, 1027.
Can you hold on one moment to 319?
10-4. 452. You near a telephone? I have it with me, go ahead. State car 323, minutes 1.
323.
I'm clear from the traffic stop. Do you need me to head down by 151 inland?
Negative 323. 496, are you going to need them up there?
10-9, Katie.
I have a state trooper that's available. Are you going to need him?
Assistance at 147 and Avery, please.
10-4. 323, did you copy?
Copying 147 and Avery. A15 to Detective Remiker. We're on scene. Where do we find it? Just go straight back. Don't turn off. Straight back all the way back. 10-4. Charlie 8152, Manitowoc Dispatch. If you can log us on scene, please.
815 is Uyghur.
Calumet County, are you calling?
Affirmative. Would you mark us on scene, please?
10-4, will do.
$499 DNR.
$278. Dispatch calling 278.
Good.
I have 204 on the line. He'd like to speak with you. Can I transfer to yourself?
Good.
204 is Link.
278, I also got a hold of 209. He'll be enrolled shortly.
Thank you. $499-496. Go ahead. I need to give you our 452 at 21 ASAP. Did he call you 452? $499-452, were you indicating I can call? Go ahead. 62's phone.
Dispatch C319.
If you're calling for the... Alright, yeah, go ahead. I 27 available.
10-4, if it's on Jerry Peterson, we do have that information.
Alright, that's affirmative, it is. Let 499 know how many priors.
10-4, just confirming Jerry R. Robert Peterson, 76054.
10-4.
It's showing 2 priors.
Copy. Pass to the state 323, state unit. 22 on this assignment and respond to 151 in Swamp Road, U.S. Highway 151 in Swamp Road, release 499. He can give you some details once you arrive, otherwise he can give you 21. Okay, do you want me to respond to 151 in Swamp and 22 on 147 in Avery? Affirmative. 10-4.
Dispatch 278. Dispatch 278. Dispatch to 278.
Go ahead.
278, I realize you're busy. I have the jail that stated there's a subject up in the lobby wanting to speak to you, and it was a meeting that was arranged.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Find out who it is. Obviously, this is priority here.
10-4 on court, can you copy? Dispatch 278, I believe it would be something referenced to what you're working on, because it was in a meeting with you and Cal County is what they told us.
Is it the media dispatch?
Negative, we're getting a name now. $278, it would be NBC 26.
It's all off. It was prearranged by Cal County. We will not be there.
10-4, Jill was informed to send them away.
Dispatch.
499.
I'm heading from this location. I'm headed down to the Robley Road location where the incident started. The warden will be standing by waiting for 323.
Stand for. Two 209. Zero 09.
Dispatch.
499.
10-8 from here, headed back over to 151 and Swamp Road. 452 dispatch.
452.
Could you give me the time I called out with the two females?
Ten 1059.
There you go, Duke. You nailed it.
10-4.
209 is Dennis Jacobs, by the way.
405 dispatch, 73 on.
Negative.
452 to 499. 499. Are you able to break now and head up here? 10-4, in a minute I'll be on my way. 10-4, get 405 at 21, you'll fill in on something. State 323, 499. 499. I'm probably about, just under 5 minutes out yet. 10-4, everything's 10-4 here, there's no problem. 10-4, I'll get the info from C319 then. 10-4. 10-4.
All right. I'll pause it here. We're a little over halfway through this. That's about 15 minutes straight, approximately. Besides that little break we had at the beginning of this call. Just a lot of back and forth. This is 11:05. You can see, obviously, through 11:58. So this covers, and there are several of these, as you'll see, going through these calls. It'll be a range call covering about an hour. Obviously, they've extracted, I think, a number of other calls. I don't know why we got the drunk driver call, but we did, and it was included. But I would imagine that there were other calls that were not included that are not relevant to the case. That's fine. As long as they didn't take anything out that was relative, which, me being who I am, I think they probably did. But anyway, any questions? I haven't been watching the chat too much. Alice?
Jack, I was going to make an observation.
Yeah.
So the drunk driver call sounded like the guy was pretty drunk. He was swerving all over the road and over double lines and whatnot. And yeah, they were questioning. I mean, he sounds like he was very dangerous, this drunk driver. And
Oh, yeah.
but it sounded like they were like, well, should we go ahead and stop this guy? Or should we just all pursue this, 147 call, or, to Avery Road? They didn't say that. Does that seem like, it was like, well, we're going to let this drunk driver go. He is obviously very dangerous, but because we all want to focus on this call over here at 147. Is that the way that sounded to anybody else, or just me?
I kind of took it a little bit that way, but it's almost like that there's some policy or procedure that they have in pulling over a drunk driver. There's some maybe criteria that has to be met, and that's really where I lean more. I don't know that, but that's kind of the way I took it, because it was a little weird. It's like, okay, this guy backed out of the driveway. He hit a fucking car already. He's driving down the road. He's swerving. He's in the other lane. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm not thinking to myself, well, if I'm a cop, I'm pulling that guy over. He's going to get off the road. He's going to kill somebody or himself or both.
Right. I mean, I know where I live, that would have, for him to even, for whoever it was to call back and say, do you want me to stop him? I'm like, what do you want me to stop? That wouldn't even, that wouldn't even be a question, at least in the area that I'm from. It would just be an automatic. That cop sees it, he's going to just do it. He's not going to call in and ask.
Same
here.
What
I mean?
Absolutely. Same here in Michigan.
I don't know.
They will pull your ass over in a heartbeat.
Even if you just, I mean,
accidentally
honestly,
swerve.
Just swerve over that line just by an inch or two. Cops are ready to make a traffic stop on that.
Absolutely.
And so it just sounded weird to me. I don't know. Maybe it was just me.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I could kind of see that path too, but I don't know. It just seems to be like there's some policy or procedure that they, whatever criteria, that they do. I can't answer that completely. I really don't know. Any other questions, comments that we need to get to? Just been trying to kind of watch, but I really haven't seen too much. Yeah, Gloria says, "Let the drunk driver go." We got to get to Avery. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy talk there.
Jasna says maybe he was worried he had a police scanner.
Good point. Good point, Jasna. That's right. Alrighty. All right. Does anybody have anything else, or otherwise I'm going to continue. Let this one play.
No, we're all right.
Okay. Alrighty, here we go.
405 dispatch on code.
405.
I'm going to need a 1029 run. Looks like a 99 on the party that I've got here.
Go ahead.
Last name's going to be David, G. Union, E. Edward, N. Nora, I. Ida, N. Nora, G. George. He gave me first name of Lee, however his 27 comes back as Leslie, L-E-S-L-I-E, middle W. William, 35 and 66 030566. It's going to be one of ours.
Down 4.
I'm pretty sure this is the one that comes back to the body worn only. Andy's probably played this call enough in his sleep. He probably is, he probably hates this call because it's such so crackly, and it's just a terrible call. He was working on the cleaning it up, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Let's listen some more. I'm pretty sure this is the one.
209 dispatch.
209.
10-8 from my 9276 HQ.
10-4. 209 when you head out, if you could take an extra portable for 193.
10-4.
10-4. Dispatch 405.
Go ahead.
I have warrant in hand.
Body only, correct?
Affirmative.
Copy.
So this is the call that I clipped and sent it to Andy for him to denoise, and he's actually did one copy, and it was a little too much. Susan had a hard time listening, so he redid it. It's better, and I just haven't had time to marry this call together with the relevant information in connection with the Jacobs call that the convicting tried to say is the reason. This is the reason why he said, "Do we have a body yet?" Because of this body warrant. it's completely. I mean, to me, maybe you all see it differently, but to me, it's completely misleading. If he was actually listening to the radio, he knew that this was about somebody entirely different. Now, if he was half-assed listening to the radio, okay, maybe that's what happened. But he had the radio in his car, so I don't know why he wouldn't have been listening and understood this was a warrant for somebody completely different than Avery. That's all I got to say about that. Anyone else? Okay. Alrighty, we'll continue.
Dispatch.
499.
I'm now 76 to 147 Avery Road, pick up that party.
10-4.
State 323 Manitowoc, you can put me 1023.
10-4.
And I don't have a badge number for State 323. I don't know who that is.
487 496. Let me get a chance. Give me a 21. I'm at 4224.
Badge numbers provided by Mr. Jinx. This is her word.
Good.
You're going to need to get a hold of the crime lab for their evidence response team to start responding to this location.
10-4. Crime lab out of Madison. Milwaukee, where?
It's going to be the Madison response team.
I don't know, maybe Doc and others making comment about this. I've always found this a little weird, but the Milwaukee lab is quite a bit closer than the Madison lab. It's a 3-hour drive from Madison, if I'm remembering I'm sure it is. It's a 3-hour drive from Madison Crime Lab, and I think it's, I just know it's quite a bit less to the Milwaukee lab.
Didn't Errol say that it took approximately 3 hours for him to get out there?
Yeah. It's about 180 miles. That's about a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, it's quite some distance.
Yeah, and I just don't know why I have it in my head, and I could be wrong because it's been a long time since I looked it up. But it seemed to me like that the Milwaukee lab was like an hour and 50 minutes, something like that. I just know it's closer. Why that they would choose the Madison lab over the Milwaukee lab, I don't know. Anybody? Yep, everybody's just like me. They have no idea why they would choose that lab, and it's quite a bit further away.
Well, isn't that the lab where Sherry Culhane was?
Yep, it is.
So there you go.
You may have a winner there. I don't know. We don't know what conversations happen in the background, so you could be right.
No, we don't. We don't. And that's pure speculation on my part, of course.
Sure. Well, I thought of the same thing, and it's innuendo a little bit, and it is speculation. And I've said it before as well. I just don't know. You would think they would want the one that was closer, get there quicker, but they didn't.
Well, they don't have a corrupt forensic analyst in that one, though.
They don't have somebody they can count on in the lab.
Yeah, they don't have somebody that can put her in that, or they don't have someone who can put her in the house or garage in that crime lab.
Right.
I think that's it. I was just going to say, when we were there, it was like not quite 2 hours to Milwaukee, but from the Manitowoc area, but it was an hour, or no, 2.5 hours to Madison.
2.5 hours to Madison, yeah.
Yeah, it's further.
Yep.
I knew it was further. And if you're driving that crime lab truck, it's probably even a bit longer,
Sure.
Yeah. Alice, did you have a comment?
No, all good, Jack.
Okay, I could have swore I heard your voice. Alrighty, here we go.
278, I'm in code. Anything you need other than a portable for Shatter. Not that I can think of right now, Dennis.
So that was Dennis Jacobs. He got called in like everybody else. He went by headquarters, and I can't tell you if this is the exact time, but I know that this phone call that he had with dispatch was after that body warrant only bullshit, and she had asked him to take a portable out to Deputy Inspector Shetter. So he's apparently leaving HQ, heading to Avery Salvage Yard. That was just for putting a few more pieces of the puzzle together.
Okay. Other than the car, do we have anything else? Not yet. Okay. Is he in custody? Negative. Nothing yet. Okay. I'll gather my stuff and head out.
Who's he?
278 dispatch.
278, go ahead.
Do you have a list for the on-call DA?
I believe 496 has already talked to them.
Okay. This is 487. You can contact me when you're available. I still can't hold.
John?
Go ahead.
John, I did get a hold of State Patrol. They'll get us 3 or 4 troopers to secure. I did also notify the crime lab. They'll be calling me back.
Okay, Katie, now could you contact County Highway and have them give me a call in the shift commander's room? I gotta make arrangements with them also. Thank you very much, Katie. Hold on, but there's just call now. I'm off the other line. Hold 3 dispatch.
443.
4166 76 to D1.
10-4, are you 41 to assist out in beat 1, or are you available for calls?
Pretty tied up and telling me to leave by the lieutenant.
10-4. John?
Yes, hold on, sir, please. Go ahead, Katie.
I have County Highway on the line for you.
Okay, I'm on the phone with Todd. As soon as I hang up with him, I'll then patch it through. Okay, I'll let you know. Four 8-7. Four hit 412. Dispatch, go ahead and transfer the call. 487 412, go ahead. I'm off the phone now. Katie, do you still have County Highway on hold?
Yep.
Go ahead and transfer him back. Two 09, 10-8.
10-4.
487 to 493, section 193. .487 193.
He doesn't have a working portable, John, so he might not be able to answer.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. Thank you, Katie.
Dennis is supposed to be taking him a portable out.
Four 487. I'll close session.
But 412, go ahead.
1067, 76 Kilo Larrabee.
Stand 4.
47, 412. Good. I've got 2 more officers in here if you wanted to have one of them head out instead. Okay, copy. Any you're broken? 2 more just walked in. Did you want to stick around here, or were you going to head up there? If not, I can send one of them up instead. Don't matter.
John? Dispatch 278.
405 dispatcher on code just for your 43.
Dispatch 278.
Go ahead.
I have the unit out of Madison on the phone. Can you take the call?
Affirmative. To my cell phone.
Stand 4.
443 dispatch.
Go ahead.
Jumbo Cracker 147 shut down.
Stand 4, 443.
Four 452. 452. You got your phone? Affirmative. 499 dispatch, I'll be out at 405.
Four 499, are you calling?
I'm out at 405.
Stand 4.
496 on code for 43, that's DA. Coming down in the PV.
Next call.
Dispatch, County Highway. Dispatch to County Highway.
Probably 412 to Chuck on Highway Shop. Go ahead, you got Chuck. We're going to bring a trooper in through the yellow gate off the queue. It'd be the northernmost driveway, and we're going to put him back in the pit a ways. Just so you know, if you would block that off, he'll be back in here. Brian, I just talked to Josh from Redon's. He's going to put a cable across. We locked our 2 gates. Redon's gate is locked by the gravel pit, and so is ours, coming in off the queue. Okay, we just came in off the northernmost one. It wasn't locked. It was closed, but there's no lock on it. So I shouldn't put him back in here, is what you're saying? Yeah, is that where we had some cones and a sign already? Yeah, yours was locked, and then just there's one with a yellow gate. That one was closed, but didn't have any locks on it. Oh, okay, 10-4. I don't know what Josh is doing from Redon, but I'll follow up on him, Brian. Thanks, Chuck. I'll take a drive through, then make sure there's nobody in here, and we'll get out of here. Okay, 10-4.
I think that's it. I'm going to pause it for just 1 second.
Charlie 412 to Chuck.
Oh, that's the wrong call. I don't know why that went back. I think I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Well, I just wanted to make a comment. Here it is. It's 12:57 p.m. So this is right after lunch. This is approximately 2.5 hours after the RAV was found, and they're locking down LaJaunt's property. That's basically what that call was about. Just thought it was interesting. May not mean anything. Not trying to put out any crazy stuff, but I mean, this happened on the Avery property. But now they're over in the LaJaunt's pit area and with nothing, and they're making sure gates are locked and blah, blah, blah. Just thought it was interesting. And by this time, on the 5th, Teresa's 5 friends had already been found, because I think they were found around 12:30, if I'm remembering right, on the Avery property. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. All right, I'm going to move on. This next call is actually a 21 minute. And it's spanned between noon and, well, right at 1 p.m. So here we go.
E319 dispatch, 10-8 from Swamp Road.
Temp is Sticker 323 still out there?
Just getting in the squad.
Tempo.
278 dispatch.
Go ahead.
Can you just log crime lab contacted? We'll be en route shortly.
Tempo. KSB 287, 12 o'clock. Dispatch 278. Dispatch 278. Dispatch 278.
Go ahead.
Is 193 around you?
I can get him.
We need to patch a phone call out to him.
Okay, stand by just 1 second.
Tempo. Lori John Intercom.
496 dispatch, you can patch that call on 193.
To where?
Nine 3441.
Temp board's coming out. Four nine six.
496 response.
Affirmative. Can you advise if the sheriff and Rob have been notified?
That'd be affirmative. 184. 193 took care of those notifications.
Temp board, thanks.
Word 7496, can you give me a 21, please? Dispatch.
422.
I'll be 41 to 63. Can I get an address? Thank you.
2281831. 22831. Crossroads of Oakwood and K.
Copy. Was any contact made?
Negative. 10-4. Dispatch 447.
Go ahead.
Can you take a phone call? Where do I transfer it to?
Roger.
10-4.
412 dispatch.
412.
147 blocked off at Q.
10-4.
487, 412. 443, once you have it blocked off, no traffic through except for authorized vehicles. Copy. So you're aware Krieger Road is further to the east and we're unblocked right off. 10-4, Highway Department is going to be responding with barricade off that road also. If they have enough troopers once they arrive that they will assign one to that road. Got it. 453, copy. 499 dispatch.
$499.
I have Mr. Denning in custody, 7060 jail. If you'd make sure that somebody comes and gets the warrant.
10-4. They've been notified and they should be hopefully coming down.
.405 units on 147. 443. Just so you're aware, Mike Griesbach is going to be coming out here. I don't know which direction he'll be traveling from, but I'm on through. 443, copy. State 323 units 1.
323, go ahead.
Can you advise what time C319 made the stop on this vehicle 151 in Swamp?
1105.
1105, thanks. 499, 412, can you copy on code? Good. You realize there's a back access from the pit down here? Yeah, from what Kevin was saying that. Dispatch.
458.
4148, 2 minutes ago, 76 out on K, second as in the Miracles.
22831. 22831.
Copy. Go ahead. Can you get right to your car so I can start your code? Go ahead. Citizen shuts us down for us with the signs. I'll have you go with one of the troopers to that access you're telling me about. You can show them where it's at. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a few people inquiring that they need to get to the residence over here.
Dispatch 422 and 458.
Go ahead. 58.
I did attempt to call back, received no answer.
58, copy. .496, 487. Go ahead, 496. Advise when I can give you a call. 10-4. Go ahead. There's going to be a gentleman coming over by you, a red Ford pickup truck with a white cover on the top. He lives just to the east of where you're at. It's up to you whether you want to let them through. I wouldn't let them through here. Copy. State Terror 323, man, it's fine. 323. I'll be 1024 from Swamp and 151, 1076 to Holy Family for a blood test. Vehicle's been moved off into the ditch and red tagged for removal in 4 hours. 10-4, the jail was faxed here, 2728 also. 10-4, thanks, and is 499 on the air?
Yeah, I'm going to pause it right here for a second because I'm going to go back because it just now registered on me what I thought I heard in the background of another call. Let me back up here 4 or 5 clicks. See if I got it.
State Terror 323, man, it's fine. 323. I'll be 1024 from Swamp and 151, 1076 to Holy Family for a blood test. Vehicle.
I didn't go far enough.
Go ahead, 496. Advise when I can give you a call. 10-4.
Jack,
Yep.
what did he say about the blood test?
Sounded to me like he had somebody had whoever that officer was had stopped to get a blood test.
Okay.
Or taken somebody for a blood test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not what I heard. We'll get to it here in a second, I think.
412. Go ahead. There's going to be a gentleman coming over by you, a red Ford pickup truck with a white cover on the top. He lives just to the...
Does that sound like a helicopter? Anyone? You hear that helicopter in the background?
Oh, it's definitely a helicopter.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering if he was in it or just near it. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. Let's back up and see if we can isolate that.
There's going to be a gentleman coming over by you. You can give you a call. 10-4. Go ahead. There's going to be a gentleman coming over by you, a red Ford pickup truck with a white cover on the top. He lives just to the east of where you're at. It's up to you whether you want to let him through. I wouldn't let him through here. Copy.
Okay, that's Brian. 412 is Brian Knack. I don't know who's calling him, but I'm pretty sure there's been too many calls. But I think Knack was assigned one of the areas for road blockage. But maybe I don't know if Duke is still in here or not. Maybe he can remember, or Doc, or somebody. I'm pretty sure he was. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's out there. He's I believe that he's gosh, I think he's in like the back way, I believe, because you'll hear other calls too where they're talking about that access road, the conveyor road.
Yep.
So he's security and he's out by Redonce. That's where he's at.
So if there's a helicopter, this is, I mean, I'm just wondering which helicopter it is because as far as I know, Great Lakes Search and Rescue had not been called in yet. We're still at the noon hour, and they didn't get called till a little bit later.
Maybe it was a news helicopter. It sounded very close.
Possible. It's very possible it's a news helicopter. Which always, makes me think, did they take footage that we don't have? Because I look pretty heavily into. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say too. News they have scanners, and so they know just as quick as there's any action going on, they're aware of it. I'm betting that's a news helicopter. That's just my opinion.
It's very possible and probably likely. I did do a pretty deep dive in trying to find more footage, aerial footage from that time frame, and I was really unsuccessful. This has been several years ago, actually, and it was really unsuccessful. But I heard that in the background. I'm thinking, that's a helicopter, and it's pretty damn close. All right, just wanted to make sure. All right, well, we'll continue on.
State Terror 323, man, what's on?
323.
I'll be 1024 from Swamp and 151, 1076 to Holy Family for a blood test. Vehicle's been moved off into the ditch and red tagged for removal in 4 hours.
10-4, the jail was faxed here, 2728 also.
10-4, thanks, and is 499 on the air? 499-323, go ahead. Just confirming there will be no other report from the location you checked. That's correct, nothing needed from there. 10-4, thanks.
Jack?
Yep.
Jack?
Yep.
Do you think that maybe the blood test was for did they end up pulling over that drunk driver?
I think so, and I think that's probably what it is. They're taking him for a blood test. He probably refused to blow.
Right. And so they pushed the vehicle off to the side, which is rare because here they would just impound it immediately. They have no heart, but they pushed it off to the ditch side or whatever for 4 hours. So they gave him some time. But I'm betting that's what that is for the blood tests for that drunk driver.
Probably, because it was a state trooper that they called to the scene. So.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem.
49412, Highway Department is northbound on Q. Got it. 412-496. Go ahead. I have 6 troopers coming. I'm going to coordinate them if that's okay with you. You want it for perimeter, right? (487-496) lines free. Go ahead and call. Katie?
Yes?
Which is number 3, page 496. Ron Shimmick, and have him give me a 21.
Okay.
Go ahead. Green van coming up to your location, 88 Griesbach. 10 for it. Go ahead, patch through whoever's on hold.
278.
Can you get like 23 times when I first arrived here?
No. 1059, 1059.
278, copy.
Dispatch 160. John?
Yes.
When you clear, I have Lieutenant Bolt on the line from City of Manitowoc.
Okay, I'll let you know in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Dispatch.
499.
10-6 at the jail. The dispatch, go ahead and transfer the next call. 499 dispatch.
499.
Can I have the incident number on the warrant?
Six 6626.
That is S05, correct?
Affirmative.
Four 1247. Go ahead, 412. Dispatch get in track. That 2 and 147 is closed with signs, and there's going to be a trooper here. We're going to have one at Traeger, one where 443 is, and then one in that back alleyway by the gravel pit. Very good. I believe that would cover it all. I'm going to have 2 extra. I'm going to have their supervisor go up and talk to 496 then. 10-4. Dispatch, could you contact the city fire department? Stand by, we'll probably need it in the next hour to 2 hours. Force 2 dispatch. Go ahead, 193. Do you know, do we have anybody secured? I believe it's going to be Lover's Lane, that all the way to dead end. 10 for 412, just informed me that was being taken care of. Okay, we got one person coming in from the back side south of ATV, so that officer's aware we need to secure that area. 10-4. 487, 412. I copy that. As soon as these barricades are set up on the west end, we're going to go over there. We only have 2 here so far. 412. Good. Go ahead. I believe you can access this pit off of County Trunk, Q Clean, and also Jambo Creek Road. Copy. What's 223?
10-4, 422.
422, correction, T&W. Copy, 2522. .487, 193. Go ahead. Command post is ready to go. We just need an operator for it. Okay. It'll probably be a little bit yet before requested, but it'll be utilized. 10-4, I informed them at least an hour to 2 hours, but they said she's already ready to go. Anybody else on hold, dispatch?
No, you're free.
Oh, thank you. That's about how I feel right now. To the units on 147. A gray over red Blazer is going to be leaving 606 Henry Boy David, and it's okay to let him out. Copy. Force 2 dispatch, will be 24.
10-4.
499 dispatch, staying from the jail.
10-4, 499.
One 160 dispatch.
160.
10-6 HQ.
10-4. I'm in here. Katie? Yeah, this is... I need a phone number for Great Lakes Search and Rescue. It's a canine-oriented group. I think Greg said that they had sent a fax possibly yesterday to both Manitowoc and Calumet offering services. Okay, it's sitting on Kay's desk. That does us a lot of good. Got the number, Great Lakes Search and Rescue, 920-794-7410. Copy of their name? No name, just a phone number. I don't have the name because I don't have a flyer. Alright. I also have 2 other numbers, a pager and another business number if you can't get through on that one. Go. The other business number is area code 920-564-3939, and then the pager is 576-0790. Thanks. Katie? She's on the phone. Go ahead. That was a negative for a dot, so if you do come up with a cell phone, then I'll take it. We appreciate it. Okay, Nikki left a message by her mom and dad to give us a call. Her dad has the number. Dispatch 458-422.
422.
458-422, if you can head over to 18320 Split Rail Lane, 18320 Split Rail Lane. We received an active 1090 at a residence. Would run off of Cedar Lake Road to the east.
458 copies at the southern portion of Cedar Lake.
It looks like that on the map.
I don't know what a 1090 is.
42 copies. From one end of the county to the other.
Okay.
It could be an alarm going off.
2412 to Chuck on Highway Shop.
It's possible. I've got their code somewhere. Probably on the external drive. What those codes are? They're pretty standard throughout the states. I could probably look it up, and it could be because they did have a couple of those calls, and Calumet did too.
Yeah, it looks like it was like either a bank alarm or a regular alarm going off somewhere.
Okay, we have one short call here. It's less than a minute. Then we have a 35-minute stretch. So after this 1 minute call, we'll take a little chatty break, and then we'll continue on. It's only 8 o'clock. We're not going to go too long tonight since we went a little extra long last night, but we'll probably do this 35-minute call or track and then call it good. So let's listen to this one, and then we'll take a little break here. I'm going to back that up.
2412 to Chuck on Highway Shop. Go ahead, you got Chuck. Yeah, we're going to leave him in the pit because you can border the salvage yard from here. So he's going to stay there so he can make sure nobody goes in from the south side here. So that wouldn't actually have to lock up his pit. Okay, Brian, I talked to him earlier and he said that wasn't a problem if he had to. Thank you.
I'll pause it here. And again, that's another call about Redount's pit. Again, you know, it appears that they're trying to limit access from anyone leaving the back way out of Avery's property through the Redount pit. So I'm just assuming that's what that's all about. Of course, we know that there's a couple of different paths they can take. There's Conveyor Road over there. And then, of course, outside of Avery's property, the cornfield that leads down the cornfield to Cuss Road, which they've got it blocked at Q. So, but there's still a potential way somebody could get out without going to Q, if I'm remembering the map correctly. But so far, and this is what that last one was one of the more rare calls. It's actually stamped. They happened at 13:06, which is at 1:06 p.m. right after lunch. So far, we've heard a little bit of this and that. Griesbach was called in that hour, or was not called, but he came down there, and that was in the noon to 1 o'clock hour. We can see here because he said Griesbach was there and to let him through. And then we had others that joined as well, but I think he's the first one that arrived on scene. And then we heard, what else we hear? The guy near the helicopter, whatever that was. What other things did we hear? Oh, Great Lakes Search and Rescue. Get that information. And then we're probably going to hear more. I think we're going to hear more about them as these calls progress on. I see Anthony Hills has asked a question. Lovers Lane code for Cuss Road. I don't think so. I think that's a different section, Anthony. I can't say for sure. I don't live there. Maybe somebody that lives there would know that answer for sure.
They mentioned Chuck.
Which one? Which call?
Just the latest call. They said something. Chuck, I'm going to leave him in the pit because he needs to lock up or something like that.
Oh, he's talking about that's the Redount pit.
Yeah, but he mentioned Chuck, or maybe I misunderstood. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Chuck is a highway patrol officer.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Duke.
You're welcome.
Anything else you picked up out of this? So what we heard so far? Anything stick out, Duke?
No, not yet. We're gonna start getting into. I think as of right now, it's pretty standard. Just trying to set up a perimeter, right?
Yep, getting Wisconsin State Patrol officers in there. They got 6 coming down for their perimeter, which is still not nearly enough, but
right. So so far it's pretty normal stuff. We'll start getting into some more interesting things here shortly.
Yeah, that's the impression I've been getting. A fairly routine setting up perimeters, and don't forget the day before Pagel was up on the aeroplane, so he would have had pretty good access and knowledge about entry points, exit points. So to me, it sounds fairly routine, Jack, what they're doing, setting up perimeters, blocking people coming in, coming out. Sounds like normal stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to say something, and I don't mean to put out any kind of anything nefarious or any innuendo. This is just an observation after, and I'm sure Duke and maybe even Doc and others that have listened to these various radio traffic. But as we've gone through here, and it doesn't happen real often, but it does happen. It seems to happen when they're in a series of back and forth conversation. We'll hear a click, but there's no conversation. And I don't know. My bad brain goes, okay, somebody's clipped something out of there that they didn't want us to hear. And then at the other end of it, my other brain says, well, maybe they're using whisper mode. And there's actually a transmission, but it's blocked from public. I don't know. I just noticed that throughout. And we're going to hear more of this as well. I'll listen to a lot of radio traffic, not just MTSO. I have a police scanner that's built into, it's actually an app now. I used to have a scanner years ago. My brother had one. In the county that we lived in, they eventually installed an upgraded system where they had this ghost mode or whatever you want to call it, where they could go to a sideband, and unless your scanner had that crystal, you could not hear what they said. It was a Motorola system. It was new, and it was something to help the police be able to use their radios without worrying about the information getting out to the public that they needed to keep private at any particular time, like a bank robbery or just some other things that whatever that they needed to keep private. And it was a really interesting innovation that they came up with. That's what it reminds me of. Just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, this is a 35-minute call, and we'll probably pause a couple. Yeah.
One last thing just to note about that first kind of set that we went through there is there were probably 4 or 5 separate people in calls where they're talking about Radant, and if people didn't pick it up, it seems like everyone's really familiar with him. They've got his cell phone. They've been in communication with him. I'll call him back. So just keep that in mind as well.
Well, yeah. Well, there's actually more coming up on that. That's a good point, Duke. Because remember that she said there a couple of calls ago, get his number, get it to me because whatever. And she said, well, Katie left a message with her dad. He's got the number. So I know that I don't remember where it's at in this series of calls we got. It's probably on the dispatch call, not a radio transmission. She talks about Josh being a really good guy.
Yeah, she says he's good shit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's in a dispatch, an actual phone call, not a radio transmission. Yeah, that's exactly right, Duke. So there is other communication. So I'm sure, and we're probably going to hear a little bit more on the radio about that. So, okay. Anything else before we take off with this one? All right. As always, if you need me to pause before I actually take a pause, or there's questions in the chat, just let me know. All right, here we go. And I apologize. I'll pause this right here just for 1 second. I wanted to explain, like I said before. You can see up here this other call here on the right in the playlist. That's from 12 to 12:59. Then we had that one isolated call for whatever reason It's actually at 106. Now this next one is at 1. This is 1 p.m. to 1:59. So a lot of these are like that. They're 1 hour blocks. That's just how we got them. So I just wanted to point that out. You'll see more as we go through. Here we go.
Code 405 dispatch.
405.
Cal County DA on scene.
10-4.
Ken Kratz, you're
496, you copy that? 160-193, I've got the radios. Where would you like them delivered? Let's stage them in the shift commander's room. And then how long and what exact resources we need. Second item, we would need lighting. Would that be ready to go? I can set that up. It'll require a couple more people, but I can take care of that. I did talk to Lieutenant Stein. He said to call you on the radios. You want me to leave them here? I've got them in my vehicle. All right, as long as I have contact with you, keep them with you. Possibly get me a command post out here shortly as well. And then if you want to start working on, if you can find somebody or if John can help get you somebody to assist you with that lighting if we need it, just kind of be on a standby with that. And for all the 76th Highway Department, I'll get things ready to roll. Also, with the officers out here, we're going to need some chargers. I don't know if you have some spares that you can bring along and we can maybe throw in the command post as well. For the MT-1000s, I have 2 rack chargers for the Sabres. Yeah, let's cover both radios. And 4. I'll see Lieutenant Stein here shortly. Copy, thank you. What's 1193 on code? Go ahead. Directly to the south of the salvage yard, you're going to have a trooper sitting by the old conveyor belt. We're going to also talk to them. We've seen the ATVs. We're going to talk to them and have them get out of here. But he's going to be sitting directly to the south of you. Copy. Thank you. Go ahead. Are you talking that red metal building? Trailer, last one, red in color, all the way to the end. Number.
8844. 8844.
Seven 193. When you get an opportunity, please give me a call.
Is that click, click?
278 code. Go ahead, Dan. The physical address on this red trailer, 12932. Repeating, 12932.
443 dispatch 27. 443, go ahead. 27, last name Wick, William Edward Charles Henry. First name is Dale, David Adam Lincoln Edward. Middle is J. John. Date of birth is 060237. 6/2 of 1937, and I also have a 28. Go ahead. Got 6231 Deep Town, repeating, keep Paul 6231 Deep Town. Just staple those two together and put them in my folder, please.
Dispatch is 278 out at the scene.
Yes.
487 278. 487 278. Take care of 323 units 1.
323, go ahead.
10-8 from Holy Family will be 1076 to the jail with 1055. If you could notify the jail, please.
10-4. John,
Yes.
can you take a call from the media?
405209. Dispatch, the phones are tied up right now. It'll be a minute or two. Put them on hold. Explain that I'm very busy, but I will call them.
Okay. Who are you calling, dispatch?
Negative 4193. 412278. Four 496. Standby's on the phone. Dispatch,
Yes.
would you please page Joe and Todd, the canines?
2 K9, 10-4.
Josh Redant here. He was telling me you might need to do something with the pits. He has no problem with anything you need to do. And there's a Barbara Yanda that wants to come up. She apparently lives where you are. Negative on letting that party in. And,
Can you guys hear me?
Can now.
There we go. I was just saying pause quick.
Yep, go ahead.
The Joe and Todd with the canines.
Yep.
That call right there. So that's the that's Todd Cummings and gosh, who's the other guy? I can't think of his name. It's basically two Manitowoc officers coming out with their own canines because they're both canine officers. So they've called Great Lakes, but they're also calling their two dog handlers to come out.
Yeah, I heard him say something about Barb. I guess it's Barb Yonda. Of course, she gets arrested here shortly. He's taken to jail. Right. Yep. Anything else, Duke?
Nope.
Okay. I'll back it up a couple of clicks and we'll continue.
Where you are? Negative on letting that party in. get the permission in writing from him. We got it verified also at the office, but if we could just get it in writing if he's with you, it'd be good. Yeah, 1047, that's no problem. Force 2 is 1060. County, 443, 405 on code. Was that somebody in a black F10 or black pickup trying to bring food up here? Affirmative, Wisconsin, RPM 976-350, 976-350. I would let the state unit know on Jim Creek 147. 10-4, one of the people I got waiting up here is a diabetic. He needs the food up here, so that party's bringing it up. He's on his way to Minnesota and he'll be en route to your location. 10-4. 412. Good. You have that Yonda party, hold that party. Have them wait there. You broke up that. 10-4, do you have that Yonda party there? Hold them there. I do not. I'm, if we're done by their pits. Yonda's on 147, I believe, by Q or Campbell Creek wanting to get in. Five, were you out with party by name Yonda? One of the troopers are, and they think they might have PHC on her, so they're going to be holding her for us. That's what. 458, 220. Just 10 on the release. Copy. Dispatch LB 23.
10-4, 42.
412. But if you could advise him to make sure he remains. Affirmative. Go ahead. I don't know if you can see him from where you are, but it looks like the press is setting up at 147 in Tambo. That's fine.
447, 422.
Go ahead.
810-6.
What's going on 1090?
And for all wait here complete.
Four 1060.
10-4, 458.
458, it's all the way down. Flat south. Flat south. 10-4, left south on the north side. Copy. Four 23.
Yeah, 4.
White 496 to 160. 160496 HQ. 10-4, you're at HQ. If you could go in the south garage. Also bring the battery pull back off the workbench. Okay, just that one item? That's the only item I need at this time. Maybe the bank of flashlights in the shift commander's room, if you could bring those also. Okay, my directions aren't to go to your location now. I was going to head out to impound. 10-4, if 204 is still in the office, 487 or 160, can you advise if you saw him there? I know 204 was here about 4 minutes ago. I'll search for him and see if he can't do a transport. 204, I'm still at the department. I can do that. 10-4, 204, did you copy the power pack and the flashlights? 10-4, 10-4, I'll meet up with 160. 160, copied. What's the dispatch? 193279. Correction, 193-278, 278. What's the dispatch?
.422.
Do we have a contact number for this resident?
I'll check.
487-193. Give me a 21 at your convenience, please. 74B is 1041.
Four seven four.
487-458. Are you tied up on anything? So you're laying down an alarm with 62. 487-458 will go open with you. Mount Cedar Lake with 422 on an alarm call. Okay, when you clear from there, if you want to head in and grab squad 65 from 499. That work? Just so you know, we have that Yonda in custody. State Patrol investigates the other. We're becoming aware with the consent to search also from Mr. Yonda. Red Dot, correct? Yeah, affirmative, my mistake. 455 is
455.
10-8-7.
10-4.
412. Good. Are they going to be transporting that party to HQ, or what's the plan? I'm going to bring over Pete. When he goes in, he can take her in. 10-4. 487-412. Good. I'm going to need to know what officers at each intersection, who's controlling what. You can check with the state troopers, get their numbers, get all that information back to me to make sure we've got everything covered and who's covering it. 313 is at Q and 147. 327 is at Jambo Creek and 147. 370 is off of Krieger Road by the pit. I'm sorry, Krieger Road and Q. And 336 and 376 are in the pit. Ten 4. 487-313. 487, the state 313. 487, they're on Whispering, if you can go to Whispering.
Dispatch to 422.
Go ahead, also can I get a incident number?
I currently have the phone alarm service on hold. They gave me the name of Ken Furman, starting with F. Frank. Ken Furman as the business owner, and they have not made contact with a key holder. Did you need someone to respond?
Negative, appears to be a false alarm. No entry point game.
10-4, case number is 8882. 8882, time of call 1254, 1254.
487-412. 487-412. Good. Please give me a 21. 447.
Good.
What can I call you, 5032?
4224.
Force 2 dispatch.
422, go ahead.
Do the 27 for the homeowner, she said. Good. .204, dispatch.
204.
10-8, 57, 76 to that location. 458, dispatch.
458.
10-8, only 76, HQ.
10-4. John, I have channel 2 on the line again.
What do you have, dispatch?
Channel 2 on the phone.
Put them on hold, tell them they'll be about a minute and a half.
Okay.
204-447. That information you passed on to me from PMP, do you want to keep that out where I can call you back shortly?
Permanent. 443, go ahead.
Force 2 dispatch.
422.
Both units 24. 447, what can I give you 21? Dispatch, go ahead with that phone call from the news. That's D32. Affirmative. I'm myself, 6-1. Kelly. Headquarters, you're calling 160?
447, I'm calling 160. Just report 3422 is going to head to the impound. He's at the South County line.
10-4, thank you. $499-160. 160-499. I'm leaving HQ. I'm headed out to impound. I can get there much quicker. Okay, whatever works out between you two, thanks. 458-499. Unit calling 499. 458 calling. Are you taking 6506? I was, but this is only a short assignment. I would be back. Got it. 42 copies. When I pick up that party, what am I to do with her? Is there a special assignment she needs to be dropped off at?
Can you respond back to the office?
Call my car. Return to the office 499. I'm here, I haven't left. Two, I guess you're gonna have to respond to impound. Okay. 487-160, please give me a 21. 10-4. Go ahead. Are you still at the same location when I met you earlier? That's affirmative. When support vehicles arrive, let me know. I'll try to find a place to stage, probably closer to your end. 10-4. Good. I don't know if it was passed on to you, but the state's coming out with their crime lab, so you may want to just pass that on. No problem, let them know, let me know, thanks. Four for 3, 4 for 7. Go ahead. I just gave her a 27 over the phone. If you could write down this 28. 651 Henry X-ray boy. 651 Henry X-ray boy. Four 05193. 193. There's another investigator from Cal County headed your way. 487-160. 16047 code, I must have got dropped off the cellular out here, go ahead. Two zero four. 204, go ahead. Alright, Jim, we're going to need that trailer the city has in their possession right now. We need to get that out here as soon as possible. 10-4, 204, 487. Go ahead. Can you contact the city shift commander and advise that we need that trailer? Will do.
Hey, Jack, can you pause?
Yep.
The trailer that is just mentioned there, I'm about 99% sure that that's the trailer that transports the RAV.
I think so too.
So it's and again, that's Lank who's saying to call the city department, so Manitowoc Police, right? And they're helping coordinate the whoever's got the trailer to get it out there.
That actually comes from Pevito, right? Aren't they the ones that actually supplied it?
Comes from who? Say again?
Not Pevito, Pethans.
Well, I think the Pethans guy, like, this is where it gets really tricky. I can't say for certain because the trailer itself, like the actual trailer that the RAV goes into, I'm pretty sure it comes from, you'll hear in other calls too, Link is helping set it up. He's telling them when it's there, when to bring it down by the RAV. So I don't know how that all fits in, but you can hear in this call that it's Link setting it up.
We're talking about the actual enclosed trailer, the box that it actually goes into. Yeah, okay. Okay, now, okay. Yeah, I
Jack,
said that right. Yep.
what that call that we just listened to? What's the time of that call? What's the time frame of this call that we're
Well,
listening to?
this is between 1 p.m. and 1:59 p.m. So, just looking at the time that's on the screen, probably somewhere between 1:30 and 1:59.
So it's really about another almost 8 hours before they get down there, because it was both Peetham. I'm just checking the transcripts now. It's both Peetham and Rabus wrecking service.
Yes.
There were two of them because they had that to actually move the RAV4 out of where it was and bring it to the trailer. Then bring it to the trailer, the enclosed trailer. So it took them over 7 hours to get there.
Well, basically, yeah.
That's a long, long time. That's a long time.
Well, I just don't think it was moved. How Erdl testified that it was moved. I don't see how it could be. Look at the diagram that Duke posted on Twitter. I just don't see how it could be without dragging the front end. I just see a lot of problems, and the way that it was put in with the front of the car facing forward into the enclosed trailer, that creates another problem. Then they said they picked it up from the back. I think that's what they said.
Yeah, picked it up from the back. So it was, as it was being moved, the front two wheels were on the ground moving, and the back two were up in the air.
And also in the RAV4, we had the drive shaft bolts. So it begs the question, how in the hell did someone crawl under the RAV to undo those bolts? That's very little clearance, right? Unless they got some type of jack or something like that to lift it up to remove those bolts. Just seems rather unusual.
Yep, that's right. And if Henry is correct about that being basically an all-wheel drive, the drive shafts in the front end, I forget what you call them, but basically they're like shafts that go to each wheel in the front, also have to be disconnected, and that's a job. That's a job. Okay. Anything else before I move on? Duke, Doc, good?
Good.
Yeah, all good. These calls are very, very interesting, by the way.
They really are. They give us some detail, not as much as I'd like, but they do give us some detail.
Yeah, for me, it provides a good chronology of events. So it really fills in a lot of the gaps that we've had.
Also, I can't fail to mention, Doc, that Crash is there now, so I know you feel better about the whole thing.
Of course.
I said the County DA has arrived, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. All right, I'll back up a couple of clicks and we'll continue.
Commander, and advise that we need that trailer. Will do. 412-193. Are you aware of where he is? (193-412). Are you aware of G1061 at all? (487-451).
451.
I'm I'm sending 499 with you. You'll be coming up in a minute.
Copy. John?
Yes. 193-412. Yes, I did call. Are you aware that he's up north on his cell phone? Channel 11 News is trying to give me that information that they were talking to him.
Try that again.
Yes, 451, you can put her now on the schedule. She'll be assigned to that assignment up there at the scene.
Okay, Randy's also going back up there?
Yes, he's also going up there for both more down as security.
Okay. 455.
23.
And 4.
Dispatch, could you contact the city shift commander? Please have him give me a call. I can't seem to raise him on the phone. 487. Go ahead, 412. 313 has been made aware. That's also where the media staging, just so you know. Q and 147. That's fine. Worked out just great.
Dispatch 405.
Go ahead, dispatch, I'm next one.
DA Roar's on the line for him.
One sec.
Stand for.
447-204. 204, go ahead.
21-4224.
10-4. Dispatch, go ahead.
10-4, which squad?
I am in 64.
10-4, patch him out now. Okay.
451 dispatch.
451.
41 and 70, myself and 499 or 76 inbound.
Where's that one?
42 is going to 22.
Okay.
47204.
Who can get him?
204, go ahead. Give me a 21 at your convenience, please. Car 70. 29160, are you calling? I was calling 70 just to ensure that they have the key for the building to get inside. We are in 70. I'm not sure we have a impound key on here. We'll have to check and advise. Affirmative. I don't know which ones have it, so if you could check that to make sure I don't have access to the building. .422, how close are you to impound? Mile marker 149, I'll just head up there, I have a key. 10-4, that'd be much quicker than us turning around and headed back. .204 dispatch, I'll be 23.
10-4. Go ahead, 209.
43, myself and an investigator from Cal County are going to be number as of yet. I'm sure we have it in the computer.
Copy 209.
204-209, can you give me a 21? Where are you? In my vehicle, call me on my cell phone. Stand by.
Dispatch to any unit looking for a David Lauk.
Alpha 3412. Two 278. Go ahead. You on your way back to headquarters? Negative. Getting the SW. 10-4, check with 447 in the ship commander's office. She has some information. Ask her about the PO information.
Thank you to John. Nikki to John.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Can you check a 21 from a person states that he has an address for David Lauk reference to a check theft? I have no idea.
412-413.
Okay, now we got, let's see, we're right at 9 o'clock. It's up to you guys if you want to stay, and we can do this 22 something minute call, or we can wait and do that next time. It's 22 minutes. It's entirely up to you guys. We're late starting, so about been quite 3 hours.
I say we do one more.
Yeah, I was gonna say the chat's saying do more.
Okay, so
How long is this one?
22 minutes, and this is from 1400 to 1459, and we got they captured 22 minutes of this hour. Well, that last batch was, pretty informative. There was quite a few things happened. So, yeah, all right, we'll do this one, and then probably call it after this one's what? There's another 20-minute call. We can do that next time when we do it, go back into this. So I'll mark it here. But anyway, we'll play this one and see what we got. We'll probably take at least one break in here for a 22-minute call. And again, as always, if there's anything or if there's a place you want me to stop, the note, let me know. All right, here we go.
Does he have an officer that he's been dealing with? Yeah. 412, 443. When you can, on code, can you give me the female's information that you had?
Go ahead.
You want to log it for 88 blue spots, the individuals that I was holding on to here at 147 Avery have been allowed to leave.
10-4. Dispatch 422.
Go ahead.
Can you check a 21?
10-4.
Ten-4.
204-487. Go ahead, 204. Are you in the office? I can give you a call. 10-4, I'm still here. Stand by. 458 dispatch.
458.
10-6 HQ, briefly switching vehicles. 443, do you have that info? Copy. Go ahead. Last name is Yonder, John Adam Nord, David Adam. First name is Barbara, boy Adam Robert, Adam. Middle is J. John. Date of birth is 110764, 11764. I have her address and telephone number if you want that too. Go ahead. Address is 12930, apartment E. Adams, Avery Road, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Telephone number is 755-8715. 755-8715. Thank you. 42 Zoda impound.
10-4, what squad are you in?
63. Good. When you got a chance, give me a call on 66. 405 dispatch.
405, go ahead.
I'm going to be 10-8 from this location. I don't know if an incident's been started regarding this, but I will be transporting a party to the SO for mugs and prints. Female subject.
10-4, I don't have anything listed. I still have you logged on the AOLEA. Is it okay if I start an incident on the same card?
Negative. Started separately, I would think. I'm just transporting for state patrol. Would be their arrest, so it'd be another assist agency or transport. One 405. 405, go ahead. Who is taking over that location where you were? 443. Copy. 443. 443. Let me know when support service vehicles start arriving or get to your location. Copy. 487-499. 499. You're 20. We're at impound. When you clear from impound, please head to Ace Hardware. We're going to need to get a couple tarps.
Why? Fastbin is just going to take them off.
En route. We're in the process of taking care of that. You just head there. I'll have the arrangements made when you arrive. 443, 193. Go ahead. Command center has arrived. Always welcome. Fort Paul, 278. 278.
Yeah, go grab a couple of tarps so Fastbender can yank them off where it pours down rain. Great job, guys. Good plan. Sorry, I just had to add that in. I apologize.
Fort Paul, 278. 278. Nice job. 412, 278. Go ahead. Do you have the DA with you? They're with us. Need you to have them call me right away at 323-9050. 323-9050. Airport. 443, have them up. Right away, car. You're broken. Try again. You can have them proceed and stop by my white car. Copy. $487-499. 451. Arrangements have been made. They should have those standing by when you arrive.
Four five one 47.
42 dispatch, I'll be 10-8. 405 dispatch.
Fine.
If you haven't done so, could you just notify the jail and let them know I'm bringing this party in for the mugs on the prints?
10-4, I do have your case number.
I'll just get that when I get him.
10-4. Take it to John. .405 code.
Go ahead.
Do you have a Barbiana in custody and bringing her to the jail?
Yeah, that would be affirmative.
I have her son on the line inquiring if she's going to jail.
Negative dispatch. No information given out right now.
Copy.
405. Go ahead. Call 323-9050. 050. Nikki, try to use code for anything dealing with this, please.
I was on code, John.
Good. It didn't sound like that on this radio, but that's very good.
Okay, I've been using code the whole time.
Duke, can you explain this? When they say on code, does that mean that there's some kind of whisper or ghost mode enabled?
Yeah, so from my understanding, there's a couple different layers of
on code.
Yeah, like the on code, I believe, is communication that everyone can have, that the general public or someone with a scanner wouldn't be able to hear. But then there's a whole nother system called Whisper that was utilized out at the scene by everyone.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
That seems to me like a whole separate system that the people in dispatch had the ability to hear what was going on on Whisper, but they had no ability to communicate on that channel itself.
Correct. I heard that same call. Actually, I think there's a couple of calls that mention Whisper.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was on the same page you were. I agree. All right, I'll back it up one click.
Well,
Yep.
And I just wanted to mention that, he called Nikki out for not being on code.
Right.
She said, I've been using code the whole time. Well, it doesn't sound like it from our end, from this end. Been using code the whole time, she says, and I'm like,
come on, come on, Rhonda. This is Simon we're talking about, Mr. Chattybox.
Yeah, he's. Oh, is that who that was, Simon?
Yeah, the one that talked to the reporter for 10 minutes. That I can't tell you anything, but
you can't say anything, but he's a dick. Okay.
We had a lot of fun with that, and we will again. So.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
All right, I'll back it up a couple of times so Katie can explain to him one more time. I'm on code, John.
Good. It didn't sound like that on this radio, but that's very good.
Okay, I've been using code the whole time.
Outstanding. Did you have something waiting for me?
I had a mail party inquiring if his mother was going to jail. However, he dropped off the line.
Very good.
Maybe a drop kick to your nads.
Dispatch? Nikki?
Yes, John.
Me and Chris are now going up to the jail to interview somebody. It's rather important. However, if we get numerous important phone calls, please direct them up to the jail. If the news calls, take a number. I'll get back to them when I can, explain to them I'm a little busy.
Copy.
You, John.
Yeah, he's important.
487 dispatch.
Go ahead.
Myself and 447-10-6 at the jail.
10-4 for your 43. I did pass a call up there for you.
Four eight seven 492. Four 487. 487 492 492.
Four 492 is not working.
Dispatch, he is now on the schedule for security. Four 458. 458 go ahead, I'm at 22. If you're still with 492, have him give me a 21 in the jail, please. Ever. One or two dispatch.
492, go ahead.
Me 10-8 and 48, I'll be 10-6 at the jail.
10-4. Go ahead.
I'll now be at 6-5, same traffic, 492.
10-4.
Four 193 496. 496.
I have two Calumet County deputies here. They'll be coming up to the scene.
Four 405. 405. 405. Can you call me at 9050 again? 10-4.
Go ahead.
10-8 from Earl and Candy Avery residence. We'll be 76 back to the junkyard.
10-4.
78204. Four 96078. 78204. 478, go ahead. Four 96478, go ahead. Do you have crime level 30? 10-9? Do you have the crime level 30? Negative. 412 487. Go ahead. Number to reach out, I'll update you. Call me at 4. Four 96. 193. Go ahead, yeah.
DCI is coming up in the Purple Intrepid.
Dispatch.
I just want to pause this here because he just said DCI something. I take it they're there. So we're between 2 and 259. Yeah, between 2 and 3 o'clock, basically. This is the first I've heard about the DCI. Is this the first you've heard as well, Duke, Doc, everyone? 2:59.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, this is the first.
Yeah, I thought so too. I remember hearing this before. Just wanted to comment on it. And to answer Carol, yeah, there are. We already had from rookies 2019 or 2018, whenever it was, back several years ago, when he got the first batch of dispatch and radio calls. He got part of them. We didn't get that many. When Larry Ladbana, the records custodian, retired, and we started dealing with another guy, Major Cummings, they suddenly found 23 more CDs, DVDs. Those were got last year, early part of last year, so we had many more to upload. The first batch that Rookie got was to the two main call-in lines, which is 4201. I don't remember the first of the digits, but it's 4201, 4202. With the batch we got last year, there's like, I don't know, I can't even remember, like 8 or 10 more lines that they actually utilized because it's some kind of system, you know. If the main lines are busy, then it would divert off to a different line. So we got a lot of the actual dispatch calls. Now, if you're asking about November 4th, there are no radio calls. And we did get, I think, 4 calls between Link and Wiegert for the 4th. And that was only so Link could send someone out to get GPS coordinates to the Avery salvage yard and to the Zipper residence for them to do the flyover. That's all we got for the 4th from MTSO. No radio, nothing like what we're listening to right now. None of those. We don't have one. Hopefully that answers your question. I'll back it up one click and continue.
405 dispatch.
Go ahead.
You're on code. I'll be 10-6 at the jail. If you want to just give me the last 4 on that report.
10-4, stand by for incident number. .405. Dispatch to 405. Case number 88838883.
That's a different incident.
Dispatch.
492.
Giants in the jail, I'll be 76 for the city sheriff's Honolulu.
10-4.
458 10 traffic.
10-4.
Right. Directly to your east, behind the crusher, can you send somebody up over that wooded line? There's a person standing in the field on the other side there. Wait, 7204. Go ahead, 204. Can you give me a call at booking, please? 10-4, stand by. Port 12. Good. How far from the ravine are they? Could have been directly to the east from where you were standing, up over the tree line in the plowed field. There maybe 25 yards, 50 yards. Looks like you're still there with a dog. 2 and code.
Good.
There's a male party walking directly east of the location with a dog in a brown jacket. Yeah, besides the ATVs, that was the party. See part of the house that you know. Negative, buddy. 1060 in the area then. Are you guys throughout it? 496 copy. I'll watch from down here if he comes over the top. Make sure I get him out of the area.
Go ahead.
I have that item from the city of B76.
We're flash on front.
What's that scanning?
204. 209.
Somebody's calling 65. I'm back in the car.
Dispatch 422. Dispatch 422.
Go ahead.
Can you 21?
One 19347.
Are you still at HQ by chance?
Negative.
I don't know if anybody else is headed out. If they do, we could use some dry erase markers out of the supply area.
193 will take care of that. For 12, 447. Thanks, 412. Jail. For what? For food order.
I did, and 492 is en route.
487-412. Good. If you need something, I'm at outside the end room right now and looking if you want to call me. We need those dry erase markers. 10-4, we're already working on that. Anything else? Go ahead. Also some bungee cords or rope. Lighter nylon cord. 487-451.
451.
I take it you probably already cleared days.
Affirmative, we're out at the command post.
Go ahead. Warrant raw with the generator and lighting. Who should I see at the scene? Your signal's 10-1. Try again. Warrant raw with the generator and lighting. Who should I see at the scene? Go to Q and 147. I'll just direct you from there. 10-4. 453 coming up here. .405 dispatch.
Go ahead.
I'll be 1024 from that transport and 76 back out to the location. .405 412. Go ahead. You by your phone? Good. Go ahead. Are you a one-man car or two? One man. 10-4.
Yep, that's it. That's what I thought. Pause it right there. So the next batch of calls coming up, you've got a 22, a 20, so on and so forth. Interesting going back and re-listening to these. It's been a while. Been a minute for me anyway. I think Duke and Case 10, Dark Side, a few others have dove back in that direction. Gone back and re-listened to some calls. They're interesting to listen to. I try to listen more intently now. Background noises, like I did earlier with the whatever the hell that helicopter was. Still curious about that, but I'm sure I'll never know. And for Carol, maybe I should show this so it's not confusing, because I think the way I explained the call, it can be a little confusing. So I want to pop this on screen just for a second. So what I've got up now is, it's going to pop in there. It's the key calls that yours and I have put together of certain calls. Certainly there more could be added. It's just a matter of, getting it, what we decide is a good call to go into this that's interesting, maybe even controversial a little bit, that are pointers in the case to things that are a little bit unusual, directives, things said. There's all kinds of them. I think there's probably close to 60 in here now. But, we have several playlists, so I'm going to show you this. Let me back up. Actually, I'll back up more than one. So if you go over to the playlist and then go to all playlists, created playlist, it opens up all of our different playlists, and we have several. There's several been added, for news coverage from N64's channel. What we're listening to now is, no, I'm sorry, we're down here. MTS Radio Channel 2022 for you. This is what we're listening to now. These are the radio calls that we got last year in that open records request. For dispatch calls, you would go here. Telco channels. And there's a lot. And we went through these basically this year over several different open mics. There's also another list that are more broad in nature that went into the miscellaneous. And then, let me see here. Yeah, on down. There's another list, MTSO. This is some of the originals that we got way back 4 or 5 years ago, whatever the hell that was, 2018, 2019. I have it in my mind that it was fall of 2018, but I could be wrong. It could have been fall of 2019. I can't remember for sure. So there's another batch of calls here. Hopefully that kind of explains how these are divided up in the playlist. All right. Enough of that. Okay. So, anything else from anyone? I probably put about half the world to sleep with those, but got pretty late for Alice. You had to take off, I'm sure. Duke, anything to add?
No, not really. I mean, I think moving forward here, again, I think these first couple sets of calls are pretty. There's some little bits in there that are nice to hear, but for the most part, it's just a lot of everyone getting things set up, pretty normal, routine activities that are going on. I will say that kind of at the point we're at now, moving forward, it's only going to get more interesting because you got the crime lab showing up soon, the dogs that are showing up soon, Blank and Colborn showing up on site soon. The searches of the I guess the search warrants are about to get served. So searching of the residences and
arranging for a trailer and somebody to haul it.
Yep. Keep in mind another little tidbit in that first grouping too is, if you don't remember, they had Redant come out and sign a consent to search his property.
Yep, I did.
And then you're going to hear them soon. That was, probably around 1. And then I think it's close to 5. You'll hear them bringing him and Travis Crowell over to the command post to get statements from him.
I wish they'd had a recorder running when they were talking to him. That would have been fantastic.
That would have been.
Yeah, this next batch, I think we'll go through are going to be more interesting. This was, I won't say it's dry, but I think it's like you said, they're just trying to get a few ducks in the row, whatever they're doing. And those conversations, obviously, we're missing just a ton of stuff. But yeah, I think you're spot on that.
Yeah, but I'll also say too, just keep in mind, and we'll get there, I'm sure eventually. But how they have these calls set up now, the ones that we went through, these are probably the cleanest and most, at least in my opinion, untouched as far as maybe having some things removed. Because as you'll see moving forward, we have calls or traffic where you can hear one party, but you can't hear the other. And I always find that odd.
Yep.
You have others where, like Jack said, you kind of just hear clicks and you're not quite sure if people are communicating or what. You have conversations that end obviously prior to the actual end of the conversation. And then you have even bigger problems, like, again, the title of these calls was 1400 to 1459, right? You'll eventually get hours upon hours out of certain days missing. A prime example is the 8th. We have nothing pretty much from around the time any of the stuff with the bones is going on.
Yep, I noticed that before too. Yep, that's a good highlight. Good way to explain it, Duke. Anything else? You good?
I'm good.
All right, thank you very much. Cherie, anything to add?
No, I missed some big chunks because we had company, so I'll have to go back and listen. But I find them interesting to listen to and imagining what's going on in the background.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cherie. I'm not sure if Susan's still awake or not. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
I woke up.
Nice.
I did sleep through most of it. Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're tired.
Yeah. But yeah, I think heard a lot of these before. It's amazing, 3.5 hours of calls and you're still on the 5th. On the 5th?
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
After more late morning, early afternoon of the 5th.
There's a lot of calls. I was watching you go on our website, and it really is quite amazing how much information is on that website.
Crazy. It's an insane amount of information.
It is. It was just invaluable to this case to research.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we have many cases that are also linked, not just Brendan and Stevens. There's the Colburn lawsuit stuff. The Colburn lawsuit stuff's there. Greg Allen. There's just a ton.
Soon to have, hopefully, more Colburn lawsuit files.
Won't that be nice if he actually unseals it?
It will.
Yeah, I think we'll be on open mics pretty steady for many nights in a row.
Fingers crossed.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
All righty.
Thanks for playing all those, Chad.
Absolutely. Thank you, Susan. And then just Rhonda, not sure if she's asleep or eating dinner already or what. You still here?
I'm here. Dinner. I'm not eating dinner yet, but it is waiting for me. So probably gonna jump out pretty quick. But it's always good to. I haven't heard those since they were probably originally uploaded, and so it's always interesting to go back. And I feel like when you go back and listen to them, I mean, since those calls, we've learned more. I've learned more. So when you go back and listen to those calls, things start going like, oh, okay, now I hear that, or now that makes, not that any of it makes sense, but that makes some sense, kind of, and so it's always good to revisit them, even if we've heard them, and and then also over time, over this last year, getting other opinions and other information, that we may not have been able to pick out before. But I had never really paid that close of attention to the clicking until you mentioned that. And then I'm like you, Jack. I'm very, very jaded. And I don't think my mind is, I don't want to say my mind is closed, but it's very crowded.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to think of anything that may be simply very innocent, like the whole drunk driver guy,
Right.
Initially I was like, okay, that's kind of weird call to have in the middle of all this. But then I just thought, when listening to it again, I'm just like, wait a minute, something, why is that so unimportant? Somebody's life could be in imminent danger at that point. But this cop's calling in and saying, should I stop him? Well, why would that even be a question, But I didn't really pick up on that, because I think when I first listened to him, to these calls, I just kind of discounted that as a random call that got snuck in there that, didn't really belong, but, blah, blah, blah. It means something different now to me. And so, I don't know, my mind just has a hard time trusting or believing anything, that comes from any of these calls.
Right.
So it's always good to revisit them, I think.
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half since we played them. And, with the clicks and so forth, again, I've listened to other cases and other calls, and I know that the clicking means something. It's not something, again, I can't necessarily think of it as necessarily nefarious, but I can't let it go either. It's there. It probably means something. As to what, probably never know. So anyway, thank you very much, Rhonda. Not sure if Neverly is still around. I know she had some real life stuff to do, so she may not be here. Yeah, it looks like she's not unmuting. So, oh, there she
Damn
is.
right I'm here.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah. I listen to every single call
Hell yeah.
along with you. Multitasking, of course. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, what everybody else said, calls have different meanings the more we know the background story, and this also kind of completes it. I like doing this in a group setting like we do on open mics because we can talk about it right then and there versus writing it down, chasing people around, and so forth. And this way, how many pairs of ears are in the chat? We all hear the same thing, and then we just help each other interpret.
Right.
So I value that a lot. Otherwise, you can get lost and it's really like tedious and you have to be in a special mood to do it by yourself. I think that team approach is really cool. It works for me the best.
Yeah, I tend to agree about the calls because you can break up the kind of the monotony because these calls can get monotonous. You're right. They're very tedious, can be.
Uh-huh.
So I agree.
Yeah.
I enjoy the group setting and listening and talking about the calls that really stand out. I agree.
Yeah. And then immediately you can ask for a feedback. Like, oh, what was that? You know what I mean?
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, that's cool. So thank you very much for obtaining them and putting them together. And thanks everybody on the panel and in the chat. As always, your questions and comments are so important and they keep us on our toes as well.
Absolutely. Completely agree. Thank you so much, Neverly. Thanks for coming along and listening in. And Dr. Silkman.
Sure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the session, listening to the calls. It is a tedious procedure, unfortunately. It's a matter of going through the grind, so to speak, to get the gold nuggets. And I'm sure there'll be plenty coming up. I think we're in a great position now because we've been doing a lot of the material from reading with the crew, where we've looked at specific elements of the case. And now it gives me, and I'm sure all of us, a greater perspective when you hear the police calls, when they're talking about looking at specific pieces of forensic evidence and things like that. It gives a good chronology of the events. And like Duke, I can't wait until they start analysing the RAV, searching the properties, bringing in the dogs. And that allows us now, I think, to be in a really good position to see how everything fits together. And I'm afraid, as you know, all the juicy stuff would have been on private mobile phones, and we're never going to get access to that. So a lot of the material that we're listening to is your typical regular police chatter, but it still will give clues to the way the law enforcement officers strategized, and we can only garnish that by listening to the call. So thank you so much, Jack 61. It's been awesome.
Thank you so much, Doc. And yeah, I agree. And I think, again, we can talk about it now far more intelligently than we could when we first got them. We know more. We've discussed more. We've discovered more. And that's both good, bad, and indifferent. So
it's additional pieces to the puzzle, which is awesome.
Absolutely. And yeah, they will get more interesting, as Doc just said, and Duke, as we get on a little bit deeper into what they're doing. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. The next time we go back in.
Can I just say one more thing,
Please.
J61?
Please.
We now know who the main players are, and it was in previous years we had no idea who the big hitters were in this case. And I'll be definitely listening out to people like Jost, Sipple, all those involved in Search Team A. You now know what to look for, and it's great because now you could understand the relevance of comments, especially now, and I'm sure Duke will comment, especially now when they mention things like the gravel pit, the Manitowoc County gravel pit, Mickles Quarry, Cuss Road. We now know what to listen for, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. And I didn't say this yesterday, and I probably haven't said this publicly, and maybe I should. But I almost have a feeling, and I get this from specifically about the key and other elements in the case where one or two specific officers did something to help the case. I personally feel like they didn't know this guy was going to do this. They just did it because their superiors are saying, hey, this guy did it. We need a little help. Or, if we can just find this and this and blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily telling anyone to do anything wrong. They just did it. And voila, here we go. And Kratz
Maybe it's
said
just understood.
Well,
Jack.
it could be.
You don't even have to say anything. Because this is not the only case. God, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's like Kratz and the key, what he said to Fassbender, you guys just fucked my case. He said that publicly on Convicting a Murderer, because he knew with these guys just discovering that damn key. Go ahead, Doc.
I was just going to make the comment. It's very interesting. I saw a documentary in which they were interviewing David Cofford. That's the guy that planted the blood in the vehicle. Yeah. And he made a comment. He goes, testimony doesn't win a trial, forensic evidence does. In other words, if you want to sway a jury, you must have hard forensic evidence. Yep. And so it's not unreasonable to suggest that law enforcement officers, in the back of their mind, believing that Stephen was involved in the demise of Teresa Horbach, they assist in helping a case, and I've got air quotes going on. And so to the officers, they don't see anything wrong or nefarious, especially if they're used to tainting a crime scene or enhancing a crime scene. Hey, David Cofford did it, and he was the head laboratory guru, right? He planted blood, and it looks like he's done it in at least 2 cases. So it's a habit. Isn't that interesting?
Well, yeah, it is. These people, they wield so much control. People don't understand the power these guys have to take your liberty, right? They do.
Huge. Yep, and because of the recent events that happened to Stephen, everyone knows about DNA and the power of DNA, right? Because DNA was used to exonerate him. Well, guess what? They turned the tables on him and they used DNA to put him back in jail. Isn't that amazing?
It is. We talked kind of a little bit at length yesterday about the, a lead state agent can leave a message for the lead laboratory tech, place her in the house or the garage. What? Try to place her in the house garage? Well, no, that's not the way it's supposed to work. You don't get to leave notes to encourage your lab tech. That was, to me, that's giving her direction. That's not.
It is. Yeah, right? It is. But you have to wonder, Jack 61, how many other cases this has actually occurred?
You have to. I'm left with that same question as well, and I don't like it. I'm sure there's others out there that don't like it either. Again, I'm like Doc and everybody else here. I don't want to put out vast conspiracies and a lot of innuendo. That's not it at all. We want the truth. With the information that I see, there's some real weirdness that happened here. So anyway, I'm gonna get everybody out of here. I know Rhonda's hungry. We're 3.5 hours in, so let's get out of here and let Rhonda eat. I was really kind of sneaky and ate during one of the calls, Rhonda. I hate to tell you that, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I had a couple pieces.
I was just gonna say, don't make me sound like some kind of a pig.
No.
Hey, I need to eat too, Rhonda.
Oh, thanks, Susan. I appreciate that.
There you go. There you go. All right. Hopefully everybody kind of enjoyed what we're going through and re-listening to these calls that are deep into this case. We'll do more maybe next time. I don't know what we'll do next time for next open mic, but we may just dive right back in here. We'll see how things go. And with that, I'm going to say, if you like what we're doing, give us a like, a sub, share the, share these calls. Do your own research. Make up your own mind. We're not trying to direct anyone to any direction at all. Listen to them yourself. Go read the material that's out there. And if you have questions, hey, just ask. With that, I'm going to say, this has been a Foul Play production.